Hey, everyone, this is Claire. I hope you're well. If you're watching me on Instagram or on the socials, I've been podcasting kind of every day over the last week or so, because for those of you that have been following me for some time, you know that when I get downloads, I just need to get them out there. I just always feel like someone needs to hear this right now. So whether you're watching this live or whether you're listening to the podcast maybe months later from when it was recorded, I always trust that you need that message right now. So whenever you're hearing this, just trust that now is the right time. Now you have your blinkers open, your ears are ready to hear the message, and you're in the right place at the right time to hear what is meant for you. So what I want to talk to you about today is something that I am so excited about, and I love, and I embody it, and I teach my clients and students how to do it, what it feels like. And we're going to talk about quantum jumping. It is one of my favorite topics. I'm obsessed with it. And I bridge like a few different worlds, right? So I kind of talk about spirituality, mindset, and business is kind of like the three areas. And I love science. So I love quantum physics, and I also love neuroscience. So I kind of like bridge all of the worlds, all of the gaps. I like to link them together and kind of, teeter between all of them, because I believe that we are multidimensional beings. You know, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and all of these areas exist. Just because we can't see them in our 3D reality, it doesn't mean they don't exist. And you know, I always like to liken it to things like, you know, we can't see X-ray vision. We can't see ultraviolet. We can't see sound. But there are animals out there that can see all of those things. Maybe not X-ray vision, but you know, there are animals out there that can see things that we can't, yet we don't question if what they see is real or not, you know. But when it comes to us, we're like, oh, but is that really real? So, you know, sometimes I think we have to step back and look at things from a different lens, see things from a different perspective, and choose to believe what we feel is supportive to us. Because at the end of the day, a belief is a personal thing, and what you choose to believe only impacts how you feel and the decisions that you're going to make. So as long as you're not harming anyone else, and you're not kind of pushing things on people that aren't ready for that, believe what you want. Because at the end of the day, it only affects you, how you grow, how you feel, how you think, the decisions you make, the way that you act, the way that you show up. It's your life at the end of the day. So, you know, your beliefs are very much yours and yours alone. You don't need to justify them to anyone else. So without further ado, let's dive into quantum jumping or quantum leaping. Same thing, just different ways that people call it, different names for it. And it's something that I am obsessed with. But I think it's a bit like manifestation. There's a lot of hype around it and a lot of unrealistic expectations of what it actually is or what it actually means. So I want us to kind of dissect it and really understand what it means and what it feels like and how you do it. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. It's always a good place to start. So what is quantum? What is quantum physics? So we're talking about quantum leaping. So this is in the quantum world of science. And essentially, I heard this way to describe it, which I thought was just amazing. So if you think of a layered cake, you've got all of the layers. So you've got some vanilla, some chocolate, some strawberry, some, I don't know, whatever layer you would have. And you've got all of the fillings in between. So you've got like a multiple layered cake, right? That you're not going to fit in your mouth. But you've got a multiple layered cake. And if you take a slice, so you have that slice of cake in front of you, you can choose to eat any layer that is there. They're all in front of you right now. And you can choose where you're going to put your spoon, where you're going to put your fork, into which layer. And therefore, what you taste will be applicable to the layer that you chose to eat. But all of them were available to you. It's just which one your lens honed in on. And that will be based on your past. So whichever layer you went to first will be based on your past thoughts, your past preferences, your past beliefs as to what will taste the best right now. Yeah, so, you know, like I used to love chocolate ice cream. I still love chocolate ice cream, but I would always get chocolate ice cream. If I went to get an ice cream, it would be chocolate. Like I wouldn't even look at any other options. It was like chocolate ice cream, because your subconscious runs 90% of your show, 95% of your show. And if that's what you've always done, that's what you'll always do until you stop something. So without even thinking, I would just constantly have the chocolate ice cream until one day I decided, actually, I don't want chocolate ice cream today. I feel a bit kind of like, I don't want something that's sweet. I feel a bit different. I think I'm going to go for some mint chocolate chip. You know, I'm not going to go totally different, but I'm going to go for some mint chocolate chip and change it up. But it's not until you become the observer and you see your patterns and you see the way that you've always done things, the way that you've always chosen to do things, the beliefs that you've always had, the thoughts that you always have, that you realize and you're able to choose something new. But it's not until you observe that you're able to change it. You have to observe it first. You have to be aware first, because you don't know what you don't know. You can't change something that you can't see. You can't Google a blind spot. I love that saying. So when we're talking about quantum physics and quantum leaping, what we're saying is all options are available to us. That layered cake is in front of us all. And that layered cake in the quantum field represents every possibility that exists for your life. Every thought that you have ever had exists in the quantum field. It exists energetically. I'm not necessarily saying you believe what you want to believe, but I'm not necessarily saying that there are multiple different timelines that are happening parallel to us. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But what I am saying, what quantum physics says, is that every thought that you have emits a frequency. It is an energetic frequency, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. So it goes somewhere. So that possibility now exists in an energetic form in the quantum field. So what that means for us as humans is that we can choose which option we want to live, which path we want to take, which layer of the cake we want to taste, because they are all in front of us. And while some may feel further away from others, so you could have this thought that comes up a lot, right? As to, okay, well, you could say, I want to be an astronaut, but that could never happen. Okay, well, quantum physics says, if you have seriously thought about wanting to be an astronaut, so much so that you've envisioned it, you've thought about it, you've thought about how it would feel to be up in space, you've seen yourself put on the spacesuit, you've really lived it in your mind, then that exists and that is a possibility for you. But if you seriously desired to become an astronaut, then you would take actions to become an astronaut. You would, I don't know what you have to do to be an astronaut, but you would, read up on what you had to do. You would absorb yourself in those communities. You would learn everything that you needed to learn. You would do the strict routines and regimes that they have to go through to become an astronaut. So it then comes down to desire. How much do you desire that option? How much do you desire that different layer of cake? How much do you desire what is different for you? What is on a different frequency from you at the moment? And this is the essence of quantum jumping or quantum leaping. So what we're doing is we are stepping into a different outcome than our trajectory of where we are at the moment. And we do that by changing the thoughts and the actions and the paradigms that we used to have. Because if you want something different, you have to do something different. You have to think something different, and you have to be something different. And if you want a different outcome, then you have to change those things. And then what you do is over time, and this is where I think people get confused, because quantum jumping or quantum leaping, it can be quick. So you could have a tower moment. Everything could fall away, and a week later, your whole life looks completely different. That is a form of quantum jumping, and that is a very quick form of quantum jumping. But when you're actively, consciously trying to quantum jump or wanting to quantum jump, that is when you choose to do it. So tower moments, usually we don't choose them. That's usually the universe doing it for us, right? Saying, this is not your timeline that you're meant to be on. I'm getting involved now. But we're talking about when we are choosing to take over the reins, to take control of a driver's seat, to choose our future, to choose the outcome that we want, and not just let our subconscious minds run the show and take us to somewhere that we don't even mean to get to. So in order to do that, we have to decide which layer of the cake we want. You have to decide what you want your life to be like. You have to decide what you want to quantum jump to. And so straight away, we normally think, okay, I want a big house. I want £1 million in the bank. I want the success. I want the dreamy clients. We're thinking material. We're thinking 3D. But the quantum field is in the 5D. So we have to think 5D. So what we're saying really, when we're saying, okay, I want X, Y, Z in my material world, what we really want are the feelings that will give us. So what does the big house give us? Maybe it gives us a sense of security. Maybe it gives us a sense of achievement, of accomplishment, of comfort. What does the money give us? Probably much the same. Security, freedom, options. Maybe that would mean more excitement, more luxury, more experiences. So you have to really drill down into why you want what you want. So your brain will automatically go to 3D. It will automatically say, okay, I want the big house. Okay, why do we want the big house? What is that going to make us feel? And then we say, why again? Why again? 5 times to get to the root of why we want that. What is it going to give us? What is the feeling that it is going to give us? Because when we know what that feeling is, this is when the magic happens. Because what we need to do then is match that frequency. So if we know that wanting the big house is going to give us that sense of, let's say, security, okay, it's going to give us a sense of security. It can be whatever it is for you. But for me, definitely my dream house is a sense of security that I would want. So we know that our dream is security. That is the feeling that we need to get to, that we want to get to, okay? And to achieve that, to get to that layer of cake in our 3D worlds, we have to feel that now, because the law of attraction states that like attracts like. So if we want to attract that feeling of security, if we want to quantum leap into that timeline where our dream house exists, we know that we are going to be feeling secure because we've already we've already gone through that process. We know that that's where we're getting to. So in order to attract that, we have to feel it now. So where in your life now can you feel that security? And it doesn't have to be in your home necessarily. Maybe it's in your work. Maybe it's in your identity of your spirituality. Maybe it's in your relationships. Maybe it's in your knowledge. Maybe it's in your trust in the universe. Wherever it is, find that feeling in your life now. It will exist. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to desire it, because your brain cannot want something that it doesn't already understand how to have. So find it now, and then feel that times 10. Feel it, tap into that every single day, multiple times. Absorb what it feels like to have that feeling in your life right now. And then if you marry that with visualization of your dream house, or whatever it is that you're wanting to quantum leap into, marry it with a visualization and getting your body involved. Your body has to feel it. So this is where things like, you know, you see people pounding their chests or jumping around or dancing, getting your body involved, because that causes the adrenaline. That causes your body to have muscular memory of that experience that you haven't yet had. And when you feel that completely, mind, body, and soul, every single day, that is when you start to attract that timeline. That is when you start to put your fork to the specific layer of cake that you want to eat. You are changing the path. You are changing the trajectory of where your life was going. You're taking a different route on your path. So instead of going straight on like you normally would, you're now seeing these different side roads that you didn't see before, and you're choosing which one. You're seeing all the signs of where they go to, and you're choosing which one you want to go down. You're actively choosing it. And in order to do that, you have to feel it now, because that is how you attract the frequency of where that already exists in the quantum field. And when you feel that constantly, every single day, this is when you quantum jump. And this is when you start to attract the 3D into your reality, because you're already on that frequency. So therefore, the 3D of what that frequency is can find you. It can be attracted to you, and it can come into your reality. Now that, my friends, is a quantum jump. That right there. When you feel the feelings of where you want to get to in your current present moment, that is when you have quantum jumped, because that is when you start to collapse the timelines. You start to attract that frequency, that outcome, that route, that path, that option into your life. And that is amazing. It just is so powerful, because it's not about the end result. And yes, you will get the end result if you truly, truly feel it and believe it, because you will become the person that can attract it. You'll be making different decisions. You'll be having different habits. Your paradigm will be different. It will be at the frequency that is able to attract that possibility in the quantum field into your reality. And that is why it is so important to become aware of what you're doing at the moment, your current thoughts, beliefs, actions, your current paradigm, your habits. You know, are you one of these people that wakes up and scrolls on your phone straight away? Or are you one of these people that the first thing you do when you wake up, you are saying your affirmations, you are visualizing your future, you are visualizing your day ahead, and you are feeling all of the feelings as how it will feel before it's even happened, because I used to be the first person and now I am the latter. And my God, does it change quickly when you do that? Because you just become a magnet to that frequency. It's the law of physics. It is like attracts like. It will just come to you. But you have to be that person. You have to be on that frequency to make the right decisions, to see the side roads, to make a different choice, to say, no, I am not going to have a chocolate ice cream anymore. I want something different. That means I have to sacrifice not having the chocolate ice cream in order to taste something different. It's not a sacrifice, but your brain will tell you that it is, because that is what it's always done. And you're now saying you can't have that. Well, no, because if I want something different, I have to choose something different. I have to make different choices. I have to be something different. That is how I quantum jump into a different timeline, by doing different things. Okay, so that is the breakdown. So you've got the ice cream, you've got the layered cake, and you've got the side roads, all as the metaphors which have come out today for quantum jumping and quantum leaping. And if you haven't yet experienced a quantum jump or a quantum leap and you want to, I do have a free program for you, a free exercise for you. I'll put it in the show notes below, and I walk you through the whole exercise from start to finish so that you can experience what it feels like to quantum jump right now. So no matter what your dream is, no matter what timeline you want to get to, no matter what you're trying to attract, you can experience it right now. Experience the quantum jump for yourself right now. I'll put it in the show notes below. And I love to hear the feedback from this, because it is so life-changing if you've never experienced it before. And then once you've experienced it, you know that that timeline is a possibility. You know that it is inevitable if you become that person. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So do let me know what you experience when you do it, because I always love to hear your feedback. And until next time, go and be who you want to be. Go and be the version of yourself that you want to become. Go and make the decisions that the future version of you makes. We're not talking about the burnt out entrepreneur. They make different decisions. We are talking about your future successful soulpreneur self, the visionary that you are, the light that you are here to be, the leader that you are here to be. Go and show up as them today. And that is how you will start quantum jumping into that version of yourself, into that timeline, into their reality. Okay, right. Until next time, much love, guys.